How many of y'all are thinking, how is this race even close? You have one person elevated into the presidential candidate without receiving a single vote. In 2019, this woman received 0 delegates. She's in favor of transgender surgeries being paid for with your tax dollars for illegal immigrants and prisoners. Is this the way that we want our money to be spent? She has emboldened our enemies while in office. She brags about being the last person in the room before the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. She goes over to Ukraine and helps precipitate nearly World War III and the Ukrainian invasion. And on the other hand, you have a man who may have not been tremendously popular amongst the majority of the population when he got elected originally, but was lied about forever. The Russian collusion hoax, the drinking bleach lies, the fine people on both sides, absolute debasement of the media and whatever reputation they might have held. But during his time, he actually governed pretty well as a moderate. And somehow this race is close after the last 4 years almost of, again, nearly world war, of them mandating vaccines for everybody that don't even work and demanding that you get your youngster to take it and wokeifying society. The fact that this race is, according to many, nearly a 50-50 is mind-boggling to me, because anybody with a decent mind can contrast the two and immediately see that one is vastly superior to the other. Who wants higher taxes? Who wants their money spent on war, on transgender surgery, on wokeifying the nation, on vaccine mandates? Who is promising to reduce the flow of information and freedom of speech? The Democrats have absolutely vilified Elon Musk, and yet this race is close. It boggles the mind. Come on, America, wake up. This is the one chance that we have. They have absolutely pummeled you with the media narrative of the people that are atop of society, who are gaining and stealing from that taxpayer delicious honeypot of printed dollars and your money and siphoning it off for themselves. This is the utter corruption of what happens when you have a centralized pot of money. And these are the people that are ensuring Kamala Harris stays in the White House, not as vice president, but as president. Again, she didn't earn a single delegate herself. This is democracy when she goes out and says, in a democracy, aside of the fact that we're a republic, bitch, you didn't get a single vote. And yet you have this machine that is attempting to propel her to the top. And there's no doubt that some voting shenanigans will be played, because it's an existential risk for them if Trump emerges victorious and comes down with the same weaponized DOJ that they have enacted against Trump supporters, against people that are pro-life, against grandmas that went into the Capitol building while releasing BLM rioters that actually created violence and mayhem. Even people that burned down buildings, arsonists that killed somebody. The federal prosecutors all wrote letters to the judge asking for leniency with his sentencing. But then you have grandmas getting 2 years in jail, people like Enrique Tarrio that weren't even at the event that get 2 decades almost in jail for January 6th. And they're complaining about Trump potentially weaponizing the DOJ after that's exactly what they did. And this election is close. Please explain it to me, other than the fact that the media and the brainwashing apparatus has gone after so many people. It's only the media. It is only the ingrained brainwashing over decades that have taught people that this is the way they must vote if they're decent, good people. No, these are the evil people for all the reasons that I've outlined here in this video. Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old, how somebody after the last 4 years could potentially vote for Kamala Harris, unless, of course, you are amongst the rent seekers, the grifters that are profiting off of transgender surgeries. If you're a doctor that specializes in such and you only care about your pocketbook and you have no morals, I could understand voting for somebody that wants taxpayer dollars to funnel into your hospital, to pay your salaries so that you can butcher little children. I get it. I understand that. It's an economic decision. But unless you're one of these grifters, how in the world is this election a 50-50? Give me a break. In any sane, decent world, Donald Trump wins with 99% of the vote, and 1% of y'all that are so brainwashed or have an economic interest that I just described. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I'm absolutely beside myself that this is the case, that we could wake up on November 6th and have it announced that Kamala Harris is president? No, this humorless lady that doesn't even show up to the Catholic roast and then submits via video some weird, creepy thing, and they're calling J.D. Vance and Donald Trump weird, that Donald Trump didn't get any laughs. He was hilarious. And yet this election's a 50-50? Help me understand, please. Peace. Leave your thoughts in the comments, guys.